So today we are going to start with the revision of the chapter Reach for the Top. So as you know that Reach for the Top chapter, it is about two different women who have marked their presence in their different fields. First of all, we are going to read an account, or we are going to revise the account of Santosh Yadav. So Santosh Yadav, who was from Haryanvi background, and she was born in a totally conservative family where the birth of a girl is not considered so important as that of the boy. So she was the sixth child in the family and she's the only sister born after five sons in the family. So where why she was so famous? She was so famous because she has scaled Mount Everest twice, and she was the youngest woman to scale Mount Everest. Actually, she was not at all allowed by the family as well as the parents to study in Delhi, but still she rebelled against the rituals, against the customs of set traditions of the family, and she went for her higher education in Delhi. So, starting from the right from her birth. So, what is mentioned in the chapter that when her mother was expecting Santosh, a traveling holy man, she gave her blessing for being blessed with a baby boy. But to the surprise of the holy man, she was not at all expecting, or she was not at all wishing a baby boy in the family. And when the holy man listened to this, he blessed the lady with the wish that with the blessing that she would give a birth to a baby girl, and that had really come true, and Santosh Yadav was born. So she was named, when she was born, she was named as Santosh, which means contentment. But actually she was not at all contented. She was quite contrary to her, you can say, to her name, as she rebelled against the set ritual. She always wanted more. She knew that whichever path she should choose, she should choose it in the right way, and she would definitely set an example for others also. So where she was born in a small village of Jonevas of Rewari district in Haryana. So while as a young girl also, she was not contented, she was not satisfied with the traditional way of life. And when other girls, they were wearing traditional dresses, that is ghagra and choli, she rebelled against it. She was wearing short, and she knew from the very beginning that she was quite determined, and she knew that if she will choose a different or a rational path for herself, that would be definitely correct and would set an example for others. So Santosh's parents, they were affluent landowners. They could afford to send her for higher education to the nearby metro city, that is Delhi. But she was not sent at all. It was according to the tradition that the children of the family, they were studying in the village school only. She was not ready to study in the village school, but being a young girl, she was not presenting her views. And when she presented her views, when she has turned out to be 16 years of age, she has grown up. At 16, when most of the girls in the village, they used to get married, she was not, she was against, under pressure from the family members also. She was under pressure to get married, but she has announced that she would never get married if she would be pressurized in this manner. So, at marriage at such an early age, it was the last thing in her mind. She was never ready to get married, and she also threatened her parents, saying that if they would push her, if they would insist her in marrying at such a young age, if she did not get a proper education, she would not marry at all in her entire life. Okay, then afterwards she left her home and enrolled herself in a school in Delhi. When her parents came to know about her this decision, they were not at all ready to pay for her school fees. As they were not ready, but she was so resilient, she was so resolute in her decision. She announced that if they would not pay her school fee, she would indulge herself in a part-time job and would earn money for her and pay the school fees. So by this time, her parents, they had come to know that she is not going to be persuaded, because she is a girl of her own thoughts. She is a girl who is able to take her own decisions, and they had nothing to say about it, and they had to surrender. And later on, she was always wishing for a bit more. She always wanted more. Then she continued her higher education in Delhi school, in a school in Delhi. Then when she passed her high school examination, she went to Jaipur. There she was living in, there she enrolled herself, or she joined Maharani College and was living in Kasturba hostel. But an interesting thing that happened in her life while she was living in Kasturba hostel. So what happened? Santosh remembers, while living in Kasturba hostel, one of the windows, it was facing the Aravali hills. She used to see, or she used to watch the villagers moving up the mountains, and suddenly they disappear. She was always wondering, who are these people? Why they are going there? Then one day she thought to check her by self, and she decided to check it out herself. And she went near the mountains, and she found they were not actually the village people. They were the mountaineers who were doing some practice. And she presented her wish to join them, and to her surprise they agreed, and they answered in affirmative, yes, you can join us. And that was the first you can step towards her climbing the mountains. So after that, she has never looked back, she has never seen back, and she was moving forward and forward in the field of mountaineering. After completing her graduation, she saved some money and enrolled herself only, she saved the money and enrolled herself in a course at Uttarakashi's Nehru Institute of Mountaineering. The college, her college semester in Jaipur was going to end in May. Okay, and she was supposed to be, it was going to be end in April, and she was supposed to be in May at Uttarakashi Institute of Mountaineering. But because of some reason, because of some delay in the exams ended in 19, and there was just one day left in between 19, 20, and 21. She had to join Uttarakashi Institute of Mountaineering. So she sacrificed her visit to meet her parents, and she went to Uttarakashi Institute of Mountaineering to continue her course. Later on, she has also written a letter to her father in which she apologized for her cancellation of the visit. But by the time her parents had also understood that she would not listen to them, she wanted more, she is going to do something in her life, and she is definitely going to achieve it. After that, Santosh, she went on an expedition every year because she has completed a course in mountaineering. She was gaining experience. Her climbing skills, they were naturally improving. She was gaining more and more climbing skills, and she has also developed a resistance to cold, as well as she has turned out to be tough, mentally tough, as well as physical endurance has also increased. So when she got her first chance, so in 1992, after completing her course, just after 4 years, she has got her first break when the mountaineers of the Aravali Hills, they have asked her whether she would join them to an expedition to Mount Everest, whether she is willing to scale Mount Everest. So she agreed, and she was the youngest woman to scale Mount Everest at that time. So her climbing skills, her physical fitness, her endurance, her mental strength, they always impressed her seniors. But by the time, she was so caring towards her fellow climbers also. She has a special place in the hearts of the fellow climbers, and for that reason, she is always remembered by them. So the greatest example that is set up by Santosh Yadav for the love for her fellow climbers was that during 1992 Everest mission, she provided special care to a climber who was dying at the South Pole. But unfortunately, she was not able to save him, as she shared her oxygen cylinder with him also. But she managed to save the life of another climber Mohan Singh, with whom she had shared her oxygen cylinder, and finally she was able to save him. This shows that she was always concerned, she is always helpful, she always wanted to help her fellow climbers. Then, after she has completed her first expedition to Mount Everest, within the 12 months, Santosh, she found herself a member of the Indianapolis Women's Expedition. The Indianapolis Women's Expedition group, they have asked Santosh Yadav whether she could join them to scale Mount Everest, because she already had the experience of climbing Mount Everest. So she agreed, and she was the first woman who has climbed Mount Everest twice. And for being recognized for her achievements, later on, Indian government, she was conferred with the prize of Padma Shri, or she was conferred with Padma Shri for her, you can say, great achievement in the field of mountaineering. She was a fervent environmentalist also. How she was a fervent environmentalist? Because when she has went to her expedition to Mount Everest, she has gathered 500 kilograms of garbage from Mount Everest. So when she has reached Mount Everest, so during an interview, she was asked about her feelings. She said that, so what were her wording? She explained that at that time she was not able to cope up or to manage with the enormity of the situation, because she has never thought in her life that how she should react when she would reach at the summit of the mountain. At that moment, when she unfurled the Indian flag, Indian tricolor flag, and held it at the top of the mountain, at that moment, she said that the feelings are indescribable. I was not able to describe the feelings, and the Indian flag, when it was flying on the top of the world, that was really a spiritual moment for her. She felt proud as an Indian at that moment. Okay. So it means that Santosh Yadav, what is not given to her, she rebelled against the situation and attained it for her. She was, you can say, she was tracked back by her family members. She's tracked back by the, you can say, by the traditions of the society also. But she herself made her own way as she climbed Mount Everest, because where she was living, it was not at all allowed for girls to study in Delhi or to attain higher education, because after completing village school, or just after completing village school at the age of 16, they got married. But she was the girl who rose against the set rituals, set traditions, and made her own way. Right? So this was the first account about Santosh Yadav, and next we are going to revise about Maria Sharapova. So Maria Sharapova, she is a Siberian. She was born in Russia, and then why she was so famous? Because she has achieved the Wimbledon title. Also, she was the woman who has, you can say, marked her, you can say, name in the field of tennis. She won the Wimbledon title. Also, she also won the world's number one player title also. So when she was interviewed, it seemed so, you can say, strange for Maria Sharapova, because of her glamorous attire, and she was wearing a wide smile on her face. And when she was interviewed on on 22nd August 2005. So she was contrary to her, you can say, attire, and what type of feeling she was displaying was totally strange to the interviewer. She was always poised beyond her years. Beyond her years means she is so balanced personality that although she is so young in her age, even at the age of 16 or 17, she won the Wimbledon title. And as she was so poised, so balanced personality, that as a teenager, how she has handled her success, how she has reached to the pinnacle of success is completely inexplicable. So, Maria Sharapova, when she was not just, you can say, 10 years, she has just completed her 9 years of age. She was taken by her father to US. To US, why? To complete her tennis training. When she was taken by her father to US, her mother was not able to join her in US. So what were the names of the father and mother? The name of the father was Yuri, and the name of the mother was Yelena. Yelena was not able to join her in US because of some visa restrictions. So at that moment, she has learned an important lesson, that tennis excellence would only come at a price. So this was the main lesson that she has learned at the age of 9 years. So her mother was left behind in Russia, and she went at that young age with her father to complete her tennis training. So while she was getting education, as well as uh, she was being trained hard to for tennis. Her father was working day in and day out, and he was working so hard in order to pay the fees, in order to keep her tennis training going. So because she was so young, she was often, you can say, tortured by the seniors also while she was under training process. So she, being a very young child, she used to sleep at 8 p.m. But the seniors, they would come at 11 p.m. They would make her wake up. They would make her wake up at night and told her to clean up the room. But she didn't. But this did not change her mind. Instead, this did not impress her. Instead, what happened? This had turned out to be mentally tough. She had learned a lot to how to take care of herself. She has never thought of quitting. She has never thought that I should stop my training because I was ill treated, I was maltreated by my seniors. Instead, she has turned out to be more determined. She thought that if she wanted to achieve something, she had to pay for it, and this is the time when she is going to pay. She was putting up in hard labor, she was putting in hard training, and ultimately she also tolerated many types of humiliations, many type of insults, and then she was just pursuing her dream. So, but this toughness, which was a part of Maria Sharapova when she was a young child of 9 or 10 years of age, this toughness is still, you can say, present in her character. And when she has won the title of women's singles at Wimbledon in 2004, and her rise to the world number one player after that, when she was asked, she always tells that it was something in her dreams, it was something, her, you can say, motivation that kept her going. She is always working hard to achieve whatever she wanted in her life. So her journey from those, you can say, the region of Siberia to the world number one player, it also, you can say, she also it also, you can say, won many hearts for her, of her fans, and of the youngsters also. She has turned out to be an example. So she said, what if asked about her success, that what makes her so successful, she said that it was her confidence, it was her competitive spirit. She said, I worked hard at it, and it was her job too. It means that she was concerned with both the monetary gains also, as well as about the competition in the game. So Maria Sharapova, she's always speaks with American accent. Why she speaks with American accent? Because she has spent most of the time in US. Because she was under training in US, she has spent a lot of time there. And while gaining her training there. So that's why she was speaking with American accent. But if somebody asks about her love for Russia, about love for her native country, so she has clearly explained that. She said that it is true. It is true that I'm part of US, and US is the greatest part of my life. But she said, I am a Russian. I have Russian citizenship, and if I would ever be asked to play for Olympics, I would play for Russia. So this shows that she has great love for her native country. Then after that, being a teenage, she also had love, like other youngsters, for fashion, for fizzy drinks, for chocolates, and she loved dancing as well as singing. But you can say, this was quite contrary to her love for evening gowns, because for wearing evening gowns, she said that I love wearing evening gowns. For that, the one should have a perfect figure, perfect, you can say, body form. But Maria Sharapova, on the other side, she loved chocolate, she loved fizzy drinks also, and she loved pancakes also. So ultimately, what the writer wanted to mention here is that it means that she was balanced in her personality too, in her character, as well as she was balanced in her, you can say, daily routine. She knew how to maintain herself. So Maria Sharapova, we cannot categorize her in one, you can say, in one compartment. We cannot pigeonhole her. Okay, her talent, her desire to succeed, her readiness to sacrifice, it lifted her towards the success. And Nobody have any kind of grudges against this young player because they knew that how much labor she has put in to achieve this position. Everybody knew that she has paid a price for her success. And after that, if somebody asked Maria Sharapova that what is the reason of her reaching to zenith, so she explained that it was my love for the sport as well as the monetary gains, because she has spent her life in deprivation. She has spent her life in the shortage of money, and she knew that, of course, these, you can say, monetary benefits, they also keep her going in playing the game. She also knew that gaining some kind of monetary benefits from this game are equally important for her to make her life successful. So this is all about Maria Sharapova. Okay, so if we talk about the character sketch of Maria Sharapova, she has unwavering desire to succeed. She was her readiness to succeed. She was mentally tough because she was never, or her desire for success, it was never filtered by the ill treatment or the humiliations and insults that had been meted out to her when she was under training. Okay, she was mature beyond her age. That's why she was completely a poised personality, a balanced personality. She was also motivated to achieve to sorry she was always motivated to earn money. Okay, right? So now next, afterwards, we are going to revise article writing today. Okay, so for article writing, just remember, first of all, what you will write down: title or heading in capital, underline it. In the byline, you will write down by ABC. It means who you are. Don't confuse article writing with that of, you can say, report writing, because many students, they are confusing it. Because when I had given article writing in exam, they were confusing it with report writing. They are writing down along with that staff correspondent and all. No, beta, this is not a report writing. And here only you will mention your name, or it means that the writer of the article. Okay, so what is an article? An article is the presentation of views. It is meant to be published in newspapers or magazines in which you present your views. Something, some hot topic, or some topic in which needs to be thought upon. These are to be given in article writing, in which you present your views. That is actually an eye opener for the society. Different persons, they present their viewpoints. Yes, this is happening, but actually this is the case. So in this manner, they are mainly written in magazines or in, you can say, newspapers, in order to provoke a thought process of the different individuals, right? So for article writing, I'm just taking out the format. First of all, you will write in context to the topic, that is the introduction. Make one paragraph for the introduction. Write about that what this topic is all about. Just remember that when you write down title or heading, it should be catchy. It can be a phrase also, or it can be thought provoking. Okay, it will be thought provoking too. Then by ABC, then afterwards, when you write down introduction, make one para here, and you will write down the introduction. Here you will take into context, draw the attention of the reader, take into context what you are going to explain here. Okay, it is actually an opening point for your thoughts. Okay, you will relate whatever you are going to write in case of article. Okay, so after that, development of topic. Now in case of development of topic, you will make different paragraphs. Okay, first of all, remember, you will make different paragraphs. Okay, next, for every value point, start new paragraph. Okay, you are free to use examples from daily life. Okay, if it is a topic which needs to be highlighted, in which you have to present your views, you can write down merits, demerits of it, advantages, disadvantages you will write down. Okay, then after that you can use some data also, some statistics also in order to highlight. It means different paragraphs you can make in this regard. Okay, then after that, if you are giving data, if you are giving merits, demerits, naturally you will give your suggestions. Then make one paragraph giving suggestions that what can be done, or what can be the points to solve it in regarding to your viewpoint. Give suggestion on the basis of your own viewpoint. Then afterwards you will have winding up, in which you will wind up your views, and while winding up your views, do not repeat the same points that you have repeated earlier. And while winding up, when you are giving a thought or your viewpoint that according to you this should be the result, and afterwards then conclude it, write down the conclusion. In conclusion you will make an appeal, or you can give a question for the audience to think upon. Okay, so in this manner you will write down an article. Tomorrow, along with the next chapter, I will also take short format or short form of writing skill, that is speech and debate. Okay, and after that, if any topic you will have in which you are feeling the problem, you can discuss it with me. So that's all for today.